All right, so we'll kick it off with the Buffalo Bills defeating the Miami Dolphins 31-10 on Thursday Night Football, and looked close at the beginning, but then this just got way out of hand, and Tua Tagovailoa leaves with yet another concussion.
Yeah, that's. I mean, first of all, it wasn't a very good game from Tua at all. But
No.
then you add on him getting concussed again, and now it's like it's a very serious question of like he should really think about retiring, in my opinion, because like when you take that many hits so early into your career and in such a short amount of time, I really do think you have to weigh out all the options. I know he said he probably won't retire, but I mean, I don't know. I think it really should be a consideration at this point,
Yeah.
just for his safety and just for like his family and all that. Because I don't know, that type of stuff is really really scary.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe it's time to consider that. I mean, people have already talked about that in his last concussion, his concussion before that. Now, personally, I don't think he will. I think he's gonna stay with the game because he loves the game so much, and it's so hard to retire when his career is so young. But um, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. But one thing that I do like about this game, um, or my biggest takeaway from this game, I should say, is that the Bills showed that they can win with Josh Allen, um, only throwing 139 yards, which is awesome. I mean, and he only had two rushing yards as well. James Cook had an amazing game. This defense really controlled the game for them, and it's just a good sign that the Bills are still looking this good.
Yeah, this was like offensively, this was like a very well put together game by Joe Brady. Because I mean, you look at the stat lines for the Bills, and it's I mean the ball got spread around a lot, and they kind of did also go to the hot hand, which would have been James Cook in this game. He finishes with three total touchdowns, almost 100 yards from scrimmage. But I mean, he had a really really good game, and he's been really good. Like recently, like just these first 2 weeks and a little bit to last season, he's really really putting it together ever since I feel since Joe Brady took over to be their offensive coordinator. So it's cool to see the offense kind of run through him a little bit instead of always being Josh Allen hero ball.
Yeah, definitely. Um, but yeah, it wasn't a very entertaining game other than the first quarter, and everything after that was a little skewed.
Yeah,
So
I tuned out of this game I think around halftime.
which
So
is which sucks. This should have been a really good game.
yeah, I was looking forward to it.
A good Thursday night matchup, because Thursday night matchups for some reason are always booty cheeks, but this one had potential. We'll hop into this next game here, and yeah, it's just absolute pain, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can do this week after week. It's freaking brutal. I mean, the Ravens are 0-2. Um, Not obviously where I'd like them to be. Um, at this point, not where I really expected them to be. I mean, if you look at Vegas sports books, this was the largest spread this week. Like,
was it really?
it was, yeah. I
Damn.
remember looking, and that's what worried me because this is the type of games that the Ravens like to lose, and especially the way they lost it, where they were up 10 in the fourth quarter. They might have been up more than that actually, and they just lost it. It just sucks. This kind of cements. I'm a John Harbaugh fan. I mean, he's done a lot for the Ravens franchise. He's still a good coach, but we were talking last year in the pod about how the Ravens should maybe look to move on and keep Mike McDonald on their staff, possibly as head coach. And I'm still backing that now because this has been a rough start for the Ravens, and nothing has changed since last season, where they're just shooting themselves in the foot. They're literally losing the game themselves, and it's just freaking embarrassing at this point. Like, you lose to the Raiders at home, who aren't a good football team. They had a good passing attack, but that does not mean they're a good football team. I think it says more about the Ravens than it does the Raiders. The Ravens just need to figure out their shit right now.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch a lot of this game, but kind of from just looking at I did see a little bit of it, but just kind of from looking at the final box score, it kind of seems like the Ravens are really missing not Todd Monken. They're missing Mike McDonald right now,
Yeah.
and I mean that's a very I mean that's scary because that's not something that's gonna just change overnight. That's a whole defensive scheme that you have to kind of go back to, and yeah, I mean it's a little worrisome what the Ravens dropping a game like this at home. I mean that is brutal because I mean last week you heard me kind of just shit on the Raiders for about 5 minutes because they just looked horrible. But I mean, with a performance like this, I'm kind of back in. I'm not gonna lie, but
They pulled you right back in.
yeah, man, just when I was out. But yeah, it was a really good game from Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers. So it's good for the Raiders to see that and Gardner Minshew kind of having that like very game managery type game. So
I mean, he wasn't even a game manager in this game. He had a lot of. They threw the ball a lot.
was he out just like ripping that
Yeah, he
football?
was. Because Zamir White only had 9 carries, and then you have like onesies and twosies after that. But like
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew had 38 pass attempts. He was slinging it, and he was literally only looking at Devontae and Brock, which sucks. I wish I drafted more Brock Bowers. I knew he was going to be a stud. I knew he was going to get every target other than Devontae Adams, and I didn't.
Yeah,
But-
I just traded him in our
I know.
in our league,
I
which
know.
I'm not mad about because I got Brian Thomas, so could be worse, but
Oh, you traded him. That's right.
Yeah.
To Jacob.
yeah,
Yeah, you traded for him and got Brian Thomas is going to be a stud. I was going to do that trade with him where I traded George Kittle for him, but I'm kind of glad I didn't.
yeah.
We'll talk
I
about
wish
that.
I traded for Kittle now too, to be honest.
But yeah, it sucks because I offered you that right before the week started.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, no problem, bro. It's helping you out there.
Yeah, but a rough week for the Ravens, and they're gonna need to look in the mirror here and figure out what the fuck is going on because this is unacceptable. Like, I mean, the Bengals are in the same spot, but we'll talk about them.
Yeah. Hold on, I just want to see. Oh,
You guys all know that after a Ravens win, I will wear my Ravens jersey and hat on this podcast the following episode, but I haven't been able to do that, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that, to be honest. So it makes me sad.
yeah. Cole busting out his favorite sports team jersey before Otto. Who would have thought that
That's
would happen?
crazy.
But I do want to highlight for the Ravens, Adafe Owe did have 2.5 sacks. So I mean, there's some defensive production there. And also, Zay Flowers did have another pretty good game. And Mark Andrews actually saw the football. So those are 2 things.
Yeah, it started to go back into what I had predicted at the beginning of the year, where it's more of a split tight end look, which is exactly what I kind of thought was going to happen. After week 1, Isaiah Likely just went ham, but I think it was more game script at that point. I think going forward, it'll be more of like I don't think either tight end, if you're talking fantasy, is going to be viable because they're just going to be. It's going to be inconsistent, but.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to be one of those teams, kind of like the Raiders should and like the Bills should, where they should probably run a lot more 12 personnel, get both of those
Yeah.
guys on the field as
Yeah.
much as they possibly can. But yeah, those.
Really weird week. Like you're gonna see. We're gonna go through these games, and I said on the last pod, if you're a new football fan, don't trust anything that happens in week 1 because it's a very different season after that. And this week was weird. It was weird, but it was fun.
A lot of odd things happened. Like I mean, the Ravens starting 0-2 in that division is not helpful
Good.
at all. Yeah. So, I mean, I know we just got done with week 2. It's not even done yet, but I mean, being 0-2 already, now you kind of have some ground to make up already.
We might be cooked.
So,
We might
yeah.
be cooked. But let's move on to this next game. A team that is not cooked yet.
This game.
This is crazy.
Was probably the biggest shock of the week. I would
Derek
say.
Carr. So okay, we're talking the New Orleans Saints defeat the Dallas Cowboys 44-19. Derek Carr is the most efficient quarterback in the NFL right now. I mean, I remember looking at the freaking box score, or seeing it at the bottom of the screen when I was watching another game, and like, I think by halftime, there was one point in the game where Derek Carr had 4 completions for like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, Derek Carr looks good. I mean, this Saints offense looks completely different from last year so far. And we were saying, they did this to the Carolina Panthers last week. And then we're saying, it's going to come back down to earth. They're playing a much better defense than the Cowboys, who just destroyed the Browns.
And boy, were we wrong.
Oh my gosh, they looked even better against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's wild to me. And I think, the job that offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, who is the son of Gary Kubiak, former NFL head coach, the job he's done so far in 2 weeks, it's like, yeah, he's not going to be an offensive coordinator for very long.
No.
If you keep having your team play like this. Because it's like, oh, surprise, surprise. Right when everybody's like, the Saints are going to be bad, they're good again.
Yeah.
So, like...
And Alvin Kamara is back. He's him.
He's back, and I'm so happy about that. Because when he was, like, really good, he was, like, probably one of my favorite players in all of football.
Yeah, he was really fun.
So the fact that he's, like, good again, dude, that's just... Oh, my God, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, you have your one weekly big play by Rashid Shaheed, 70-yard touchdown. Every week, he's got like, a big 40-plus yard play, and here it is. So,
yep.
There you go.
Yeah, this Saints team looked really good, and the Cowboys really never had a chance in this game, which is just crazy. The Saints are, I would say, the most surprising team of 2024 so far.
I'd say
in a good way. I
would say there's one team that kind of rivals them so far with how good they've been. But I think we'll get to
I know what you're talking about.
We'll get to them. Yeah, shout out Darnold. But the Cowboys this whole game were just kind of playing from behind.
Cowboys are already in playoff form. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Honestly, if this was like a wild card game, we'd be way less shocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of this being week 2, if this was like wild card weekend or the divisional round, we'd be like, oh yeah, this is a normal Cowboys playoff game.
Yeah.
So that is that's really funny you bring that up, but yeah, I mean this really was kind of just like a throwaway game for the Cowboys. It seemed like, because when a team puts 35 on you at halftime, and you're like you have a defense like the Cowboys does, it's like, all right, we're just gonna phone it in, because God, that's just wild from the Saints, and their defense looked pretty good too, which was also shocking.
Who, the Saints defense?
Yeah,
I thought they were pretty solid coming into the year.
Yeah, it's just you kind of have some older pieces on there, but I mean
they have Chase Young.
Yeah, they signed him in the offseason.
I don't remember.
It happened like super late in free agency when like nobody cared.
Oh dang.
So that's why. Yeah, he was there for a while.
All right.
Yeah, good for the Saints. I mean, now it's looking like they might win this division through 2 weeks.
It is. Well, I don't know though, because this next team we're about to talk about looks pretty damn solid. But I will say that
I think it might be between these two teams, depending on what happens tonight. I think it'll kind of show who's like the top 2 teams in this division.
Well, it's just weird to me because the Saints, like, we were talking about it on our preseason predictions and everything. Like, the Saints are just the most boring team in the NFL. Like, they were at least. Well, and for them to come out like in the first 2 weeks like this, it's crazy because they just completely flipped the script.
Yeah. I don't think anybody expected them to look how they have in the first 2 weeks, even against a team like the Panthers. But to, like we said, go against the Cowboys and do that that's
pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'll get some heads turning for sure.
All right. So this next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a playoff rematch, defeating the Detroit Lions 20-16 in Detroit. And you know what sucks? When we did our pick'ems, I had a feeling the Bucs were gonna win. I did, but
we both
wanted to play it safe. Yeah,
because I said my head's saying the Lions, my heart I want the Bucs to win this game.
Yeah.
So I count that as a moral victory for us.
Yeah. It sucks, but it's awesome that they won. I love the Bucs. I might be a Bucs fan this season, to be honest, depending on how the Ravens play out.
I don't think the Ravens are going to be that bad.
No, I know.
For you to say that.
But y'all know, like, I'm a secondhand Bucs fan here. And Baker Mayfield, D-Rider. He honestly didn't even look that good in this game, but they still won. They got the job done. And what was it? I didn't really watch most of it. Was it the defense that stepped up for the Bucs?
A little bit, but then also I don't know. Jared Goff looked a little goofball-y.
Oh, he's very goofball-y with that 2 interceptions, no touchdowns.
Yeah, he looked very goofball-y in this game, and I don't know. It's a little worrisome for me that they
just threw him the bag too.
Yeah, but I mean, a big plus for this game is Aiden Hutchinson. I think had 5 sacks.
Oh damn.
So I think he, yeah, one away from having like the franchise.
Oh
record.
yeah. He had like 4.5.
Yeah, he was insane, dude.
He was insane in this game, but they still lost, which is what's crazy.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. Is like, honestly, to be honest, he was kind of single-handedly keeping them in this game just from his play alone.
Yeah.
But the Lions' offense really just was not able to finish.
Baker Mayfield did have a rushing touchdown. He just can do it all.
Hey, that's Heisman Trophy winner Baker Mayfield, former number 1 overall pick.
Dude,
Baker Mayfield.
tell me why Baker Mayfield's a top 3 QB right now.
Dude, he's been playing good.
The weird thing about the NFL landscape right now is your top 3 QBs. You probably have like Patrick Mahomes, and then like Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr. Like and Kyler. Kyler's
Thank you.
playing really
Thank
good
you.
too. After this week, but it's just really weird, man.
Well, yeah, no, there's a lot of guys that have kind of been super like low that are just really stepping up and kind of finding their groove, which is it's interesting to see. It really does change the landscape a lot, and yeah, also another pretty big game for Jameson Williams as well.
Yeah.
For the Lions.
Both the Lions receivers. I'm getting a little worried about Sam Laporta. I have him in a lot of leagues, and his role just does not look like it was last year.
Well, yeah, I think the kind of breakout of Jameson Williams is kind of eating into his targets because I mean, fucking Amon-Ra getting 19 targets is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I hope Jared Goff knows he has like other receivers now.
19 targets is crazy.
trying to play some Stafford and Cup football out there, but
Yeah, I would have thought this game would be more high scoring though, for sure. But
yeah.
still looks like it was a good game.
Yeah. Also, Rachaad White, 10 carries for 18 yards. He's cooked.
I've been saying this, man, and I love him because he's, Rachaad White, former ASU Sun Devil. But he is not a good NFL running back.
No, he's really not. I think it's Bucky Irving season back there.
Yeah. All right, let's hop into this. This is a weird game, man. Weird game. We're talking weird games. This is weird.
There's so many funny things about this game, dude.
The Packers beat the Colts 16-10 with Malik Willis as their starting quarterback, who actually doesn't even look that bad. Like, he didn't throw for a lot of yards, but he didn't really need to. It was like a game manager type sitch.
Yeah.
But Josh Jacobs, man. Josh Jacobs just put the team on his back in terms of running the ball.
Yeah, this game for the Packers, it was really just Josh Jacobs and then the Packers defense. And that's kind of, especially for the defense, that's kind of what you need to step up while Jordan Love is out for probably these next 2-3 games, is you need the run game as well as the defense to kind of step up and show that they can win you football games. So that was really good to see in your first week without Jordan Love. But I mean, yeah, when Malik Willis, he looked pretty solid too for a guy that's like never threw over 100 yards in a game. So I was quietly impressed by the Packers this week.
Did you see the play where he ran the ball on third down, and apparently the reason was because the Packers center threw up on the football, and
I did see
so
that.
So he
quote.
literally grabbed the ball and just ran with it right away, and then I want to say Matt Eberflus. I know it's Matt LaFleur was Matt LaFleur was genuinely confused on why Malik Willis made that decision until he described that. So yeah, that play in itself just describes this game on how weird it was.
Yeah, so it was good game overall for the Packers. Like I said, defense and run game looked really good, but then you go to the other side, not a great game for people who believe in Anthony Richardson well. Yeah. As well as people who are kind of hyped about Shane Steichen as their head coach. Not a very good day.
The Colts kind of backed me up because in our last episode I did predict I didn't predict. I put the Colts as one of my bigger followers, even though they barely lost to the Texans. But this game kind of backed up that maybe they're taking a step back this season because, yeah, Anthony Richardson looked freaking trash, and it sucks because I love Anthony Richardson and I want him to perform well. Hopefully it's just a bad week though.
Yeah, I think for Richardson, this is gonna be me being like, I don't know, kind of just like trying to defend Richardson somehow. Is like, honestly, the main goal for him is just to stay healthy and kind of keep getting more reps so that he can develop and actually become a poised NFL quarterback and kind of be an
Yeah.
NFL ready quarterback. Or I
Yeah.
should say more of an NFL ready quarterback.
Yeah. But it says a lot about the Packers. Like, if you can win, they almost beat the Eagles last week. And if you can win against, I think, a solid team in the Colts with Malik Willis as your starting quarterback, that means you got a very solid team. So I think that Packers fans should be happy, especially that Jordan Love's not out for the year. Maybe they can squeak by with a couple. I don't know what their schedule looks like, but maybe they can squeak by with a couple wins until he gets back, or 1 or 2 wins at least, and then make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the earliest that he'll be back, I think, would probably be around week 5. And I mean, if the Packers are like 1-3 by that point, that is definitely not the end of the world. Like, you're probably gonna have to, turn it up a little bit to be a playoff team, but I mean, I think you would take that over being like 0-4 and looking awful.
Yeah, let's look at their schedule real quick. So let's say they play LA week 5. Let's say he comes back week 5 against the Rams. They're up against the Titans and Minnesota. Tennessee. That's a very winnable game, I think, for them. Tennessee does not look good.
Yeah, even at Tennessee, I think I'd go Packers there.
Yeah.
But then you do have against Minnesota in week 4 in Minnesota.
Honestly, I got to take Minnesota here.
Yeah, I think I would go with Minnesota just with how they've looked the last 2 weeks, especially against who they played yesterday.
So realistically, you could be looking at 2-2 by the time Jordan Love comes back. Not the end of the world whatsoever.
Yeah, maybe maybe we're kind of like being a little high on them for that, but I mean, I think that's entirely possible that they go 2-2 or finish 2-2 when Jordan Love comes back.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's move on to the next game on our Sunday
The Sunday slate.
Talking about the Titans and Will Levis.
Yeah, perfect transition.
The
Right there.
Jets defeat the Tennessee Titans 24-17. Aaron Rodgers has a decent game, but Will Levis.
He looked okay, and yeah,
I think Will Levis might be cooked already.
it's not looking great. This is back-to-back weeks where he's made like really, really bad decisions with the football and just turning it over. 2 really funny meme pictures in 2 weeks. That's a good ratio. But I mean, when it comes to winning football games, that's the main focus for Will Levis, and he hasn't been able to do that these last 2 weeks, and that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Now, I will say the Jets do have a really great defense, but I mean, you did only lose this game by a score.
I'm surprised.
Like, I feel like with how he played, you probably should have lost this by a little bit more. But I mean, not a great look in general, I will say.
Yeah, I think it says more about the Jets that they could only beat the Titans by 7 points here, despite being a much better team. Calvin Ridley had himself a decent game, but yeah, the Jets defense stepped up at the end when it mattered and took away the game. But kind of a boring game, I'd say.
Yeah, I will say though. I mean, yeah,
It did come down to the wire, but
yeah, it did. I will say for the Jets, Braylon Allen, rookie running back out of Wisconsin, I think, or Nebraska, one of those two. Looked good in this game, kind of in garbage time ish.
yeah, stole way too many touchdowns from Breece Hall though. 2 touchdowns? Are you kidding me, man? Oh my gosh.
on the ground, seven carries, 33 yards and a touchdown.
That's
not
so
bad.
frustrating,
And then in the air, 2 for 23 with a touchdown. So, I guess if you're a fantasy owner of Braylon Allen, you kind of look at that and say, or especially if you're like a dynasty league owner and you have Braylon Allen, that's a plus.
Pretty
right there.
solid.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, his career might be cooked as well. Sorry about that, but
The Titans disease is finally getting to him. He was able to keep it off him for a year,
yeah.
but I think it might be creeping up on him now.
Calvin Ridley's next.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be Tyler Boyd. It's gonna be all of them.
All right, let's take a look here. So our next game, this is going to be a fun game. I watched actually a lot of this game.
Me too.
The Vikings and 49ers. Surprisingly great game and surprising result. The Vikings look solid.
The Vikings are good. They're the same team they are last year. They're just gonna stay in playoff hopes and playoff contention. I shouldn't say last year, but 2 seasons ago. Because, I mean, like I said last week, look at Darnold, man. Look at Darnold.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah. And it's not like he's like game managery out there either. Like, he's made like a legit like good passes. Like the touchdown to Jefferson, That was insane.
Yeah,
Like he threw that ball like 60 yards.
yeah, that was a great pass, great find first of all, because I feel like most inexperienced quarterbacks won't even like see that until it's too late, or they'll underthrow it. So or they'll overthrow it. But he had a great throw on that play, and they won. They finished this game off even with Justin Jefferson leaving
Yeah, they were without Jefferson for a little bit. I forgot about that.
for a while.
Yeah.
And they still managed to close this game out. I mean, their defense looked good. It really just never looked like the 49ers even got a rhythm,
Yeah.
especially in the first half. Like, their offense just looked so stagnant. Brock Purdy just looked, honestly, like, I don't know if it was Brock Purdy or if it was just, a bunch of miscommunications, but the offense just looked really off in the first half.
I think that comes down to honestly the Vikings defense.
Yeah.
I think because I think Brian Flores done a fantastic job with those guys, especially now that you have Dallas Turner in there, and I mean you still have some guys from last year like Ivan Pace.
That's your boy, man.
That is my guy, dude. I'm rocking with undrafted.
You love Ivan Pace.
Dude, I'll always talk about some Ivan Pace. Every time we talk about a Vikings win, bro, I'm like, dude, it's all Ivan Pace.
Ivan Pace, bro.
But yeah, I mean, this is a really good win for the Vikings. But I mean, and it just shows that they're easily in contention for the North for this season.
How about Ty Chandler out carrying Aaron Jones? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, as an Aaron Jones fantasy owner, I'm not too worried yet. But
Aaron Jones will still have the receiving role.
yeah, that's why I'm still kind of fine with it because I know he's still going to get those targets. But it's interesting. It's interesting for sure.
Deebo Samuel, though. I mean, Deebo Samuel and George Kittle is an owner of both of those guys. Very promising game. It is frustrating to see the negative 10 yards that he had in the backfield. That takes away from it, but yeah, I would say that this says a lot about the Vikings here. They're definitely moving up my power rankings a lot. There's gonna be a lot of teams, a lot of risers this week. Oh my gosh, a lot of teams that just jumped up my power rankings. Vikings, Saints. The Cardinals Cardinals moved up a little bit. I'm trying to think of another team that
I would say
the Bucks were
Yeah, the
another one.
Bucks too. I would also say like the Patriots and the Seahawks, mainly the Patriots because I think they looked really.
Dude, the Patriots almost won again.
I know.
Like they were so close to win, and Seattle's a pretty solid team.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that game when we get to it, which I think might be kind of
It's
soon.
probably the
but
next game.
Probably it is knowing our luck. Yeah. But yeah, just to close out our thoughts on the Niners and Vikings, Christian McCaffrey does go on injured reserve, so they're going to be without him for at least a few games. So it's Jordan Mason's backfield for
Who looks good?
What do you mean?
Jordan Mason.
Oh yeah.
He's
looked
looking
solid.
very good.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that is mainly just being behind Trent Williams. Like that, just that alone helps any running back because I mean he's like when it comes to the perfect left tackle, it's Trent Williams. But yeah, no, Jordan Mason has looked pretty solid.
Yeah. We'll move on here to our next game, which
Yep.
is Seattle and New England.
Yeah, we're really good at that, huh?
Holy crap, that's insane. So yeah, the Seahawks defeat the Patriots 23-20 in overtime. Very close to the score in Super Bowl 49, wasn't it?
It was like
24-20
I think it was 24-20, yeah. Or no,
Patriots or something.
Okay, now I gotta look it up, dude.
Yeah, look it up for me real quick. I'll get us kicked off here.
Was that 48?
No, it was 49. It was 49.
Was.
Yeah. So looking at this box score here.
Yeah, 28
couple-
to 24 was that final score for the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So
I was
pretty close.
a little off. Yeah. So the Patriot, very interesting box score here. I'm looking at Hunter Henry just dominates the receiving game. Jacoby Brissett literally just dumping it off to Hunter Henry. It looks like every play. But managing the game like he did last week, like we were talking about, like
Yeah.
doing his part, almost won this game. And Gibson looked really good, 8.7 yards per carry. Ramondre Stevenson still gets most of the workload, but doesn't do too much more with it.
I thought he had a solid game. You know,
He had a
Looking-
decent game. He had a decent game. Yeah.
I think Antonio Gibson definitely benefited from having a 45-yard run, but I mean,
Oh, okay,
I mean,
yeah.
it was a solid running game for both of them.
Yeah. But I don't know. Does this, like this is a tricky situation here, and it gets very tricky in the beginning of the year to tell where these teams are at, because it's like, does this say more about the Patriots being a lot better than we thought they were, or does this mean the Seahawks maybe aren't as good as we thought? It's kind of weird because the Seahawks, have played like we need to see more from Seattle. They've played the like two not very good teams that were expected to be good at the beginning of the year, like between the Patriots and Broncos. So it's like we need to see more games from them, and then with the Patriots, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this team's a lot more solid than we thought.
The Patriots, they kind of remind me a little bit of the Cardinals last year, where it's like you have a very, let's be honest, not good roster overall. Like you have some good players here and there, especially on the defense for the Patriots, whereas the Cardinals, it was nothing. But you kind of have just like some solid guys that everybody can kind of look up to and say like we need to play like that. And then you have a coaching staff that can kind of rally around a little bit and like kind of fire you up, especially when you beat a team like the Bengals. Like kind of carry that momentum into week 2, and you play like this against week in and week out, and you show that you can kind of be competitive with anybody. That's a really good sign for your future. And your franchise quarterback hasn't even played a game yet,
right?
So I think it's more like a good sign for the Patriots and a like not so good sign for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Seahawks are still a solid team. I'm also like I'd say my top 5 or my top 5 teams would probably be like the Ravens, Bucks, Cardinals, and Seahawks are up there just because not only they have Zach Charbonnet but also Mike McDonald. I love him, so
Yeah,
I'm kind of a Seahawks stan this year. So nice to see him start 2-0, but yeah, I think the Patriots look very. And I want to look at something real quick.
yeah, they're kind of scrappy.
They're very scrappy, and I want to see because in this game, well, I guess I could look at their overall stats from the season. Like how many times Jacoby Brissett's been sacked 4 times, which like isn't that much, and then Gibson's averaging 6.3 yards per carry, Stevenson's averaging 4.4 yards per carry. Like maybe this offensive line is a lot better than we thought they were.
Yeah, it might just be solid because I mean you went against.
We thought they were going to be one of the worst. Like when we saw Jacoby Brissett get the starting spot, we were like, okay, they're just freaking sacrificing.
Sacrificial lambs, Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at the schedule; it does look like that offensive line's going to be tested, especially.
It gets a lot harder.
Yeah, this Thursday
Against
the Jets.
You got the Jets, you got the Niners, Dolphins, and
Houston.
Texans. So have fun, New England fans.
That's a rough 4 games, but I mean, we'll see how they do. And,
should real quick, just for fun, should we look at their schedule and see where we think they could finish, like realistically?
I mean, we could.
Just real quick. So next week, New York. I'm gonna chalk that up as a L.
I'm looking at their next 4 games. Well, actually, no. Okay.
1-2.
I think 1-2.
1-3.
1-3.
Dolphins.
No
scrappy game.
Tua. I'm gonna say 2-3.
Yeah, 2-3, 2-4.
2-4.
Dude, give me New England. 3-4. Freaking Jaguars are buns.
Like,
Jags are buns, man.
This is an international game though. International Jags are pretty
True.
good.
Give me 2-5.
Yeah, 2-5.
2-6. 3-6.
I'll go 3-6. In Chicago.
4-6.
4-6.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer on the Bears right now.
Dude, 4-6 is kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna say at 3-7. I'm gonna say 3-7.
LA 4-7.
I'll go 3-8.
Miami again. In Miami, honestly, give me the Dolphins. I'll go. I feel like Tua will probably be back by then, knowing him.
Yeah, that and it's in Miami, so I'll go
4-8.
Yeah, 3-9 for me.
4-9.
Yeah, 3-10. 3-11. 3-11 for me.
Where am I at? 4-10.
4-10.
4-11.
3-12.
5-11. 5-12. So I'm realistically looking at like 5-12 for them.
I'm gonna say 3. I think they go 3-14.
That's my okay. Those are our predictions. See where we're at the end of the year.
Which honestly is like 2 games more than I thought they would win all year. So, if you're a Patriots fan, take that as a win.
Yeah, chalk that up as a win. All right, guys, real quick. All right, so let's move on to this next game.
Well, last thing I do want to say about the Patriots, Jalen Polk does get his first touchdown as first receiving touchdown, so that's cool. It's good for them. But
so can we be quick on this game, real quick?
Dude, this is literally the funniest shit I've ever seen.
This
in
is
game.
the freaking Buns Bowl right here. The Commanders defeat the Giants 21-18.
I would not be happy if I was either team, dude.
Well, like you said in the group chat yesterday, what'd you say in the group chat yesterday after this game?
I said, "Wow, the Commanders beat the Giants 21-18. Surely they scored 3 touchdowns to get
Nope.
to 21." Nope, field goals, baby.
All field goals.
And you'll never guess how the Giants scored 18. They got 3 touchdowns, but they didn't have any extra points because their kicker was knocked out of the game. He was either knocked out of the game early or he just didn't play. So for their first extra point, they had their punter, Jamie Gillen, take it, and he missed. So the Giants said, okay, for the rest of the game, we're just going to go for 2.
This is the weirdest
So
game.
that is how
Oh
the
my
Giants get to
gosh.
18, and that is how the Commanders get to 21.
Wait, that's actually hilarious.
Yeah. That is
You would so when you look at the box score, you would think that it would be
you think it'd be flipped
opposite.
how they got their points, but no.
This is of course this would happen in a Washington Commanders and New York Giants game. The Giants could be the only team in the NFL to put up 3 touchdowns and lose to a team only kicking field goals.
Yeah,
That's brutal, man. I'm sorry, New York. And Daniel Jones didn't even look like horrible either.
I do want to say the Giants kicker Austin Seaver. I think this is his first ever. No, this isn't his first ever game. I don't think. Hold on.
You mean the Commanders kicker?
What did I say? The Giants? Yeah,
I
that's what I
don't
said.
remember.
I think I said Giants, but I do want to say in his first game as a Commander, 7 for 7 field goals is pretty fucking impressive, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome, especially when they got rid of their kicker last.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so that's good for the Commanders. But it's like, dude, get like just 1 touchdown, man. Oh my god, that's so funny.
That's brutal, dude. But yeah, both teams looked buns. I don't really think there's much else that I have.
Malik Neighbors had a really good game.
Malik Neighbors, 18 targets, looking like exactly what we thought he was just gonna get. He's literally gonna be this entire offense this year.
Yeah, and I mean Devin Singletary did have a couple of pretty nice runs. Like he didn't look terrible as a running back, so that's another plus for the Giants if you want to take anything away from this game.
But I just think they're both trash.
Yeah, I'm not very big on either of these teams. This is like the battle for like who's going to be not last.
Yeah,
in the NFC
exactly.
East. And that's all it
Maybe
was.
even the NFL in general. There's another. There's one
There's
other
another
team.
candidate that we're going to talk about pretty soon.
Oh my gosh, that looks like that. Well, actually, I forgot about this one. There's another 2 teams I think could be in that running.
I was mainly talking about this one right here.
Yeah, no, I know.
Fuck, dude. Oh my god.
Okay, this Carolina team might have to go to D1 college football.
D1's that's a little high.
Yeah, you know what? That might even be a little too high for them.
Send them to like the FCS, dude.
This team might have to be playing against NAU freaking in Flagstaff, man. This team looks buns.
give me the Jacks, bro. give me the Lumberjacks.
Oh my gosh, the Chargers defeat the Panthers 26-3. Now, if I'm looking at this game, I am not taking anything away from the Chargers standpoint. I don't care if they put up 26 points and they blew them away. I am not taking anything away because this Panthers team is horrible.
There's one thing for the Chargers I'll take away from this game. Quentin Johnston kind of looks like he knows how to catch a football.
Yeah.
That's huge. Just that right there. Your first round pick wide receiver from last season knows how to catch a football again.
Yeah.
That's solid because he did have a really nice touchdown grab. I think it was against J.C. Horn. So that and honestly, it was a pretty sick catch. Like I watched it and I was like, damn,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, he knows how to catch a football. But yeah, also J.K. Dobbins, he's next up, dude. Just please stay healthy. Like every time
Dobbins is next up, dude.
for the 3 hours that he's on the football field, every time outside of that, please just wrap this dude in bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Because honestly, he's really good.
He's a very good
healthy,
NFL
man.
running back. He's got to be the most efficient NFL running back of all time, and just from a yards per carry standpoint.
It's just funny because I feel like our whole friend group is just like waiting for him to get hurt because it's like it's so
gonna
like
happen.
inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But oh man, I'm so worried about that.
Yeah, no, I agree. But Dobbins looks amazing. I can't believe that he was on freaking waivers in some leagues. Of course, not in our league because our league is impossible. But
Our league is something else, dude.
oh my gosh. But yeah, man. So J.K. Dobbins looks like he's next up. But this literally looks like Michigan from last year. Like if
It
you look,
does,
if
but
you
they
look,
just, they just run the ball.
they
a lot.
literally just run the freaking ball. And like Justin Herbert, 130 yards, another week, and yet where he just doesn't throw the ball.
God, I'm looking like JJ McCarthy.
Dude, he's literally looking like JJ McCarthy, man.
Oh man,
It's just so funny where you see
it's
Jim
one of the best
Harbaugh.
quarterbacks in the league.
Jim Harbaugh literally has an elite young quarterback, and he's just like, nope. We're pulling the
doing
Michigan.
that Michigan ball, dude.
But hey, man, they're 2-0, so you can't argue with it, okay?
Dude, J.K. Dobbins is only 25. I thought he would have been like around like 28. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe he is next up, bro.
He might be next
He
up still.
actually might be next up.
Which sucks, man. The Ravens are 0-2, and Dobbins is looking like the most efficient running back in the league right now. But yeah, man, Bryce Young, cooked.
This might be one of the worst stat lines I've ever seen for a quarterback.
We thought it couldn't get worse last week with him. And somehow he just one-ups it.
Dude, I have to know. I have to go back and watch some highlights from this game, dude. Because how do you successfully complete a pass 18 times and only get 84 yards, 84 passing yards? That's ridiculous.
Like put it into perspective. That's like the Panthers starting at the 1 yard line.
Dude, no, hold the fuck
And
up.
him completing 18 passes on that drive and not even getting into the end zone.
3.2 yards per completion. Dude, those are running back numbers. Those are like slightly under league average like running numbers.
For yards
And
per
you're a
carry.
quarterback, dude.
You're literally throwing the football. Yeah, that's brutal, man. Carolina, you're cooked.
Pack it up, man. It's over, bro. I don't. Oh my god, I just have nothing. I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. I'm so sorry, Panthers fans. I'm so sorry.
It's GG's. You know what's funny is Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones looked a little bit better this week. So, you know, he can't be cooked yet. But Bryce Young is probably the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now.
I'm trying to go through my head to like see if there's anybody else that's like.
I mean,
in
it's
contention.
between him, Daniel Jones, Jacoby Brissett. But like Brissett's at least doing his job. He's
Dude,
keeping
don't put Brissett in there, bro.
Yeah, I know, but people have at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but nah. Brissett's actually kind of he's.
Oh, Will Levis.
Levis probably.
I say the bottom three would be Levis,
Maybe-
Jones, and
maybe Bo Nix.
oh yeah. Well,
Bo
that's
Nix.
we'll talk about him.
Yeah, that's really it though. Those are the only
That's
ones
all
I
I
can think
have.
of because everybody else does not look even close to this bad, bro. But
All right, let's talk about this next game. Battle of the Mid. The Cleveland Browns defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 18-13. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence just looks.
it's
freaking mid,
so
dude.
weird, man. Because like he was so good a couple years ago, right? Like when the Jaguars made it to the Wild? No, they won the division.
They barely lost to the Chiefs in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
And in like the divisional round, and now it seems like it's just not working out. Which is it's odd because I feel like on paper they should be pretty solid.
Yeah.
I just feel like they don't know how to finish a drive to save their lives. Like I feel like they kind of just move the ball and then they just get to the red zone, and it's so stagnant. Like I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I don't know. I just think that this Jaguars team is going to be the most mid team this year, where they're going to have like good games and they're going to look horrible, and they're just going to look all right. Like they're just going to be mid. And the Browns, I don't really know. I don't really know what's going to happen with them this year. Deshaun Watson still does not look good, like at all.
I said it last week. Jameis is right there.
Bro, Jameis Winston.
Jameis is right there. I literally saw him on the sideline. I was like, he should not be there. Like I saw him like hype up somebody on the sideline because like they made like a good catch or something. I think it was probably it was Elijah Moore. It was Elijah Moore. Like Jameis is out there hyping up Elijah Moore. I'm like, that should be your starting quarterback, dude. People love this guy.
Yeah.
Like you're not even a Browns fan and you love Jameis Winston, and it's like, and you still start the sexual predator. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand
get
it
it.
either, man. I don't understand it either. But yeah, I don't know. Not too much to take away from this game. Christian Kirk looks cooked.
Well,
One catch for -1 yards.
yeah. Now that the Jags have like actual receivers to throw the ball to, and Brian Thomas and Gabe Davis. Wow, I can't believe I just said Gabe Davis and a real wide receiver in the same sentence.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
Brian Thomas,
Hey man,
Brian Thomas is a stud. He'll be a stud.
Yeah, Trevor, get him the ball more,
Yeah.
please. Not even just for my fantasy team, but like for the Jaguars' sake, please,
Yeah.
because he's a dog. That's really all I gotta say for this game. I'm not moved by either of these teams. These are
Me neither.
These are both teams that are gonna finish like third place in their division and miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Let's talk about some real fucking football for a minute.
Oh
dude.
my gosh.
Let's talk about some real fucking graps right here. This is some of that good shit, pal, right here. So the Arizona Cardinals, they put the belt to that ass of the Los Angeles Rams, 41-10.
Even before Cooper Kupp went out, this game looked over.
It was already, yeah. This might be probably the greatest game of football that I've ever seen as a Cardinals fan. Like from the Cardinals standpoint, this is like the best Cardinals football I think I might have ever seen. This is incredible. Kyler Murray, 17 of 21, 266 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Perfect passer rating.
Oh wow, he did.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Oh my goodness.
Just, I mean, this is right here is what movies are made of. Okay. In the first quarter alone, Marvin Harrison Jr. had 4 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Didn't do anything the rest of the game.
Didn't have to.
Didn't have to, exactly. And it's funny that Kyler's missed passes were all targets to Marvin Harrison. I think it's a little funny. But, I mean, people last week, why isn't Marv getting involved? Is he a bust? Is he not good? No.
Dude, you know who you sounded like right there?
Who?
The guy from Fairly Odd Parents.
Which one?
Fairly Odd Parents. The principal guy.
Oh, Mr. Crocker?
yeah.
Fairies! But yeah. I mean, this was just such a good game, dude. James Conner ran the ball magnificently. Kyler Murray had plays that are like, oh yeah, remember when he was healthy and a top 5 quarterback? Well, he's back.
Yep.
So there you go.
Trey McBride looks like a grown man out there.
He looked awesome, and he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, which I was super hyped about because I have him in fantasy. So, yeah, because I don't know if you watched it, but like James Conner, I think it was James Conner was running the ball in, and he got like right to the goal line, and the ball got punched out, and Trey McBride picked
it up and went in.
Yeah,
oh my
picked
gosh,
it up and went in,
that's
dude.
so
I was
funny.
like, yes, bro.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I watched. So I watched like the first half ish, but I'm not gonna lie. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning yesterday for work, and I passed out for the rest of the game until like the very end. I watched the very end, but
That's valid.
But
No.
Marv, dude, I witnessed that second Marv touchdown. That was electric.
The one that was like wide open.
He was wide open, and
And he did like the Space Jam pose. Yeah, that was pretty sick.
that was awesome.
And I'll also point out the touchdown that Kyler Murray had to Elijah Higgins. That whole play, him extending that play like he did, there's like maybe one other quarterback that could do something like that. Because, I mean, I don't understand how he's able to just move around for that long and just direct the play like that. And it's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm serious. There's maybe one other quarterback that can do that, and he plays for the Ravens. But, yeah. I will say this, though. I do have a question about our 2 star quarterbacks, right? Absolutely, I think Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback on the ground. When it comes to the passing, though,
Kyler's probably better.
I would say Kyler has like a slight edge on him.
No, he's
say-
probably edging him on the passing side. but
Absolutely, but I think Lamar as a runner is like a whole tier ahead of him.
as a runner and also just as a game changer, like Lamar can change the game.
Yeah.
And carry an offense, whereas I think Kyler, we still yet to see that from him, but he looked fantastic. This is a step in the right direction for him. He is looking like what was it, second year Kyler?
Third
Where was
year.
the third year
the
when it was him and
MVP
D
year.
Hop just like friggin'.
Yeah, when they started out like 10-2, and then Cliff Kingsbury decided to be Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, that was his third year.
He's looking like third year Kyler here, which is we love to see because we kind of thought he was cooked. A lot of people thought he was cooked. A lot of people thought that they should go for Caleb Williams in the draft.
I did in K1.
And yeah, to be fair,
I believe the whole time, and it's like it's so rewarding.
it is.
Like when you've like backed somebody, like when they went through like just that huge injury and then this wave of just unnecessary like backlash to like for him to come back and play as well as he has, even a little bit last year, but especially like this game yesterday, it's so rewarding.
I agree.
Because I mean, now Marvin Harrison, welcome to the NFL. I mean, oh my god, bro. I'm
Anything
speechless.
else?
I think that's really all I have. Oh, the defense was awesome. I think Dennis Gardeck had 3 sacks.
Defense looked fantastic, which is funny because a lot of people were predicting this defense to be the worst defense in the NFL.
I didn't say the worst, but like I said, that would be one of the worst.
But I think a lot of people thought this would be the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah, they didn't look like it. They put a lot of pressure on Matt Stafford, which I mean they do have a little bit of a roughed up offensive line, but I mean still doing that and like I think that was just super impressive. The pass rush especially.
Yeah, I agree. Great game for the Cardinals.
Not so good for the Rams.
Statement game.
Yeah.
Because the Rams were they were this close to being the Lions a week ago.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that says much because the Bucs just beat them, but
maybe it definitely says more about the Bucs than the Cardinals, like beating the Lions and the Rams, and I would say about the Panthers or not the Panthers, the Rams.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but I am a little worried about the Rams now because I mean you have Cooper Kupp go down with this injury. You already have Puka Nacua on IR.
Bro, this guy's gonna be throwing to Walmart employees, man. Matthew Stafford.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Hey, Tutu Atwell. Next up, baby.
Yeah.
Next up.
Oh,
we have to talk about bad football again.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about this next game. And can I just say, I don't know if I said this on the last pod. I don't know if I did or not. I was probably thinking it, but this is exactly how I thought this game was going to go. This is exactly how I thought the final score of this game would be.
I think
13-6.
I think you did say something like that.
Did I? Okay.
I think so.
13-6 mid-off between the Steelers and Broncos. Steelers defense looks great. Justin Fields, they finally get in the end zone. 1 touchdown. Congratulations against the Broncos. Justin Fields, though, 117 yards. I just don't think he's a good passer. I still don't think that. I think he's a great runner, though. But
you want to know why he's not a very good passer?
Why is that?
It's because he's one of those guys, and I think he's done it probably since Ohio State. He's a guy that he makes his first read as a quarterback. If that's not open, the very second thought of his, run.
Or check down.
Yeah. And I think that's still, you still see that a lot. Cause like you saw that last year with the Bears where it was DJ Moore isn't open. Okay, I'm running the ball.
Yeah, he literally only threw it to DJ Moore.
Yeah. And now you're kind of seeing it now a little bit more. Like, I mean, look at the target share. It's a little more spread out.
It's more spread out, but last week George Pickens had almost every target.
Yeah, and I feel like I saw Pickens a lot when unfortunately I did have to see some of this game.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, just because this wasn't the game that was being broadcasted to me yesterday. Thank God, dude. Because I went to go check CBS to see what game was on. I saw it was the Chiefs and the Bengals, and I was like, thank God, dude. Because if it was the Steelers and Broncos instead of that game, I would have been pissed, bro.
Probably had to jump off.
Dude, I would have done chores. I would have done some fucking yard work around the house if that was the game that was on and not this. So I'm so happy that this game wasn't on.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank God, dude.
Yeah, Bo Nix looks buns, which is very concerning. And the reason I say that is because out of all the QBs that got drafted this NFL draft in the first round, and even beyond, Bo Nix was one of the ones that was going to have to perform well early because he's 24. Is he not?
Yeah, he's one of the older QBs in this class.
When you see older QBs, he is 24. He's 24 years old.
And also, I feel like you're on one of those teams that's where they are probably in the mindset of okay, we just plug in a good quarterback and then we have a chance.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
At least that was the hope.
Yeah, and that's not going so well right now.
No, the Steelers' defense looks fantastic again.
Yeah, that's really good.
But this Broncos offense
not so good.
Is cooked, man.
Especially the run game, dude. That's bad.
I have never seen a football team where literally not a single person on the offense is viable to even be on your roster in fantasy. To even be on your roster. The only team last year, even last year with the Panthers, they had Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Who was low-key a beast in fantasy last year.
Which was shocking.
Yeah. But the Broncos this year literally have nobody that's even stepping up, and it's crazy. But yeah, Bo Nix looks really bad, and like I said, it's concerning because as an older quarterback prospect, you're expected to perform well early because you're more experienced and you don't have the potential. Whereas if you're a younger quarterback prospect, you have at least a couple of years to learn. I think it's a little concerning for Bo Nix.
Dude, first of all, I just want to say that is like the worst run game, like yards per carry
I've ever seen in my life.
ever seen. You take out that one carry for 16 yards by Tyler Batty.
Yeah, take that out of there.
You
That's
take
a
that,
freaking
okay. You take that out, right? It's 18 carries for 48 yards. That's 2.7 yards a carry.
cooked, man. Cooked. Denver is cooked.
And Javonte Williams, 11 for 17. Oh, that breaks my heart because I was such a big Javonte fan,
You were,
and
I
now
remember.
he's bad. Like I think he tore his ACL like a couple of years ago, and like he's just been cooked since then.
Yeah.
Because I remember that year what he did when that happened, like was supposed to be kind of like the year that he kind of gets most of the carries, and then it just all went awry right there.
Who got the Darnell Washington got the touchdown. Interesting.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty dope. Cause
Yeah.
yeah.
So earlier when we were talking about we were talking about who we were talking about. Oh, the Commanders and Giants competing for the number one overall pick, and then we were saying another team, which is obviously the Panthers. But I was thinking the Broncos too. I think the Broncos have a chance to compete for the number one pick. To be honest,
they could just because of their
they
poor
don't look
quarterback
good.
play.
Yeah, and their offense.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing. Oh, you know what I'm seeing here actually. A better comp for them is last year's. A better comp for this team is last year's New England Patriots.
The Broncos?
Yes. Because I feel like last year with the Patriots, like, nobody looked good.
Like
just
this. They have the elite head coach. It's just they're just really bad as a roster.
Yeah, like, remember last year where the Patriots, like, they lost a game, like, 6-3 or something like that? Or am I thinking of a different...
There were some like super low scoring games like that. I think that was against the Vikings. That 6-3 game or something like that.
Oh, it was Vikings Raiders. That's what it was.
That was the 3-0 one. I remember that. 'Cause I think that was 3-0. But there was a game that was like 6-3 was the final score too.
It had to be the Pats then. Because
I
I
think
remember
so.
it was like the Pats defense played so good, but their offense with Mac Jones just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it was some. I remember that. But I remember there was like. Yeah, I remember there were like two really low scoring games.
Let's talk about this next game real quick. The Chiefs defeat the Bengals 26-25 in what was a very good game. This is a very good game.
You can't have a. Never mind. Go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes doesn't even look that good.
He did not.
He did not look that good. I mean,
this was definitely a good game by the Bengals defense.
this is actually really funny because earlier I was saying, like, if you're talking about the quarterback hierarchy, you're looking at like top 3. Right now, I think Patrick Mahomes is in like the top 10, but your quarterback hierarchy, top 3, I'm saying like Kyler, Derek Carr, and Baker Mayfield. Like, and I never thought I would ever say that.
Hey, that's 2 number 1 overall picks and another top 10 pick, man. That's pretty normal.
Derek Carr was a top 10 pick?
Or not Derek Carr. I thought you said Darnold for some reason. See, I'm so in the mindset of
Darnold's
being
up there in 5.
Yeah, Derek Carr.
Oh my gosh, it's the weirdest year ever. But already, and last year was weird. We didn't think it could get weirder.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I gotta say, Chiefs get bailed out again.
Yeah, dude.
That's all I gotta say.
Look, I will say I do think there was enough contact on that pass interference play to warrant a call, but like that flag was late.
So
that's where I'm like concerned.
Let's look at it real quick, just for funsies.
Like if you they threw the flag like a good like 2-3 seconds after the play already ended. You know what I mean? Like if you go back and watch it, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about.
I was getting ready for dinner when it happened.
But yeah, it was like, so I will say, yes, it was a pass interference, but it did not look like the refs were going to call it originally. Yeah,
so
it's right here.
So not only was it late, but my question is, like, was it even catchable? Because I saw a clip of it for a second.
I don't remember if it was catchable or not.
Because if it wasn't catchable, that's...
To be honest, when they never take a fucking PI back when they're like, oh, it's actually uncatchable. Like they did it once yesterday, and I was like, that's the first time I've ever seen that. Okay, so Mahomes throws the ball. That was like pretty catchable. Just if you're looking at the trajectory of it.
Yeah.
but I wish Homeboy would stop talking and just show
Yeah,
me
holy
this play.
shit, just fucking play the play, dude.
Shut it. See, so the play ended like the play ends right there.
I don't know. It just sucks when you see like the game come down like that.
It does, but like I said, I think there was enough contact there. Forgot the mics right here. I do think there was enough contact there to warrant a pass interference. I feel like that's pretty like a valid thing to say.
But it's just funny to me though. It's so funny to me though, because like I agree. Like it's not that bad of a call, but it's like they had to make the call.
Yeah.
But it's like last year with the Kadarius Toney incident against the Bills. It's like, it's like the Chiefs complained so much about that, but that was the call.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know what I mean? So it's like same situation, but they usually get bailed out, and the one time they didn't last year, they like freaked the fuck out. But I don't know.
Yeah. Like so, I think the call was good. I do not know why the refs like wanted to drag it out and try to like make it this big moment or something like that. Like that was kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, still a pretty good game though. It just sucks that it came down to that.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I was happy. Like, if the Bengals won, love to see the Chiefs lose. But on the other aspect of that, the Ravens are 0-2. They would have been last in the AFC North. At least they're tied with somebody.
Yeah, now you're tied with last.
With the
You and
Bengals.
the Bengals, the two best teams in that division.
Which
people
is
would
so
say.
weird. But yeah, so either way, I'm happy. But
Yeah, and I mean, not talking about the actual game. The Bengals looked a little. They looked a little better. They looked better for sure, right?
I think so.
Because I mean, you're not playing the Patriots.
No, I think Joe Burrow looked better.
Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow looked better than Patrick Mahomes in this game.
Yeah.
And then also like getting the tight end involved, which is something Cincinnati hasn't done in a long time, like since Tyler Eifert.
I mean, they had
throwback.
like CJ Uzama for a couple
No,
years.
but not like this.
Not like this. But like,
Like-
he would kind of get like touchdowns. So that's the thing. Like he would kind of be like a
Yeah.
like a red zone guy.
But Mike Gesicki, 9 targets, out targeting Jamar Chase. And
Oh, did you see like Jamar Chase?
Not even
like,
close.
Did you see Jamar Chase like freak out at the refs?
I didn't.
You didn't. I don't know what happened.
Hold up.
Oh, I think it's because. Okay, so like, I think he was like making a play on the ball. Like I think he had the ball, and the way that the Chiefs player like tackled him, like it kind of looked like a hit. It kind of looked a little hip droppy. So he was like kind of like, yo, where,
Outburst.
yeah. So like he was kind of like, all right, where's the flag? Because like if that's supposed to be a hip drop tackle, you guys kind of made it a big deal in the offseason. Where's the call? And I mean, he freaked out on everybody, dude. He freaked out to the ref. He kind of freaked out on Joe Burrow. He even freaked out on Zach Taylor a little bit.
Why did you freak out on Joe Burrow?
Just because like Joe Burrow was kind of like trying to calm him down, trying to just get him away so he wouldn't like get ejected from the game, and like Joe Burrow kind of had to like push him away a little bit.
That's not even that bad of a tackle.
Yeah, it wasn't even like hip drop. I don't even.
That's
know.
not hip drop.
It wasn't
he took
hip
him down
drop.
by his shoulders.
Yeah, I guess maybe like it was like a horse collar or something like that, but
Yeah, I don't think that's warranting. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was something around his head.
yeah. And so he's like, "Where's like that should be a flag."
Okay, I don't. Let's see the freak out.
This guy likes to yap a lot. Bro.
Yeah, it's the same dude.
it's the
Unfortunately.
same dude.
Oh, here we
See, yeah, here.
Fuck. Okay, he paused it, of course. No, he was upset that it was a hip drop.
I guess, but I don't think it was a hip. It wasn't a hip drop. It was
No,
more
it
around his
wasn't.
head. But yeah, it was just weird. Like, cause I did not, I don't know. I didn't think it was like a bad call or anything. But I guess when you're a player who's playing without a contract right now, or at least for the future, and like someone makes a tackle on you that you think like could risk your health a little bit, I guess it is valid to kind of react that way. But I don't think it was as bad as he was making it out to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Also, Cam Taylor-Britt had an interception in that game, one-handed catch, probably one of the coolest
OBJ,
catches.
man.
It was like very OBJ-esque.
All right, our last game of the day yesterday, the Houston Texans defeat the Chicago Bears 19-13. And my biggest takeaway from this game, to be honest with you, Caleb Williams might be David Carr 2.0. That dude was running for his life the entire game.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. I missed like 90% of this game because I like I did. It was a long day yesterday. It was a long Sunday. I was pretty hungover. Sorry, Mom, but yeah. So I was kind of out of it by this game.
It wasn't a very fun game anyway, so you didn't miss much.
Okay. I didn't miss the whole thing. I like woke up for the second half and I kind of watched that and I was like, all right, this is kind of boring. So I just went back to sleep. I woke up. I checked fantasy. I saw Nico Collins already had like 17 points, and I was like, okay, cool, I can chill. So I just went back to sleep.
But you know what though, like Caleb Williams, not only this offensive line in general is good, what's holding this team back. This offensive line looks like probably one of the worst in the NFL. After this game, like Caleb Williams, if you watch the whole game, most of his highlights are him like duck, like he
Like
there
running,
was
running for his life.
There
pretty
was
much.
one play, dude. I gotta pull it up actually. There was one play that they showed. Where he literally like missed like 5 or 6 tackles, and then like it was actually an insane. It was like a Lamar type play, and then he still got sacked. Like, and he had to do that like basically every play. It was, and they pulled up the Texans like defensive I don't know what you call it, but like what kind of plays they were calling, and like this was the most D'Amico Ryan had blitzed in like his entire coaching career. Like,
So they were just blitzing.
they
the
were
fuck out of him.
blitzing the fuck out of him, which is smart. He's a rookie quarterback. Like, that's a pretty smart strategy. But I
Yeah.
kind of felt bad for the guy, man.
Yeah, because
let me pull it
the few plays I did watch of this game, and of the few plays that I saw the Bears on offense, like a lot of it was just Caleb Williams running for his life. So I agree with you there. But I mean, I don't know how he looked in this game, like just by himself. Like, so I can't really judge it on that.
He got hit a lot.
Got hit a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, because yeah,
It's probably too early for this play to be on YouTube, but it was. If you guys know which play I'm talking about, it was crazy. He literally looked like prime Lamar, like literally dodged like 5 defensive linemen, broke a couple tackles, and then still got sacked. Like, he could not breathe. But another reason why this proves the Bears probably have the worst offensive line in the NFL, this run game is non-existent.
yeah, it looks really bad.
Even worse than the Broncos. You take away that 6-yard carry and then take away like the scrambles from Caleb Williams, and they're averaging like 1.4 yards per carry.
I mean, DeAndre Swift. Oh my god.
But to be fair, like, it's not really his fault. Like,
I was
a lot
gonna
of
say.
a lot of the plays I watched, there was like 2 people going to take him down behind the line, like before he could even get started. Like,
I was gonna say this probably is like by far the worst offensive line DeAndre Swift has been behind, because he was on the Lions and now that last year was on the Eagles. So that's probably a really big adjustment he has to make to like be like, oh, I'm not behind one of the best offensive lines in the league. I actually have to like make my own decisions on how to
Yeah.
run the football.
did Keenan Allen miss this game?
He was
must
out,
have,
yeah. He was I think he was pretty late, like inactive. So that didn't help things for sure. But yeah, for like the few plays that I saw of this game, and from looking at the stat line for Caleb Williams getting sacked 7 times, wow.
I'm telling you, man, David Carr 2.0. I think Caleb Williams is talented. I know there's a lot of hate for him, but behind this offensive line, you could give him fucking Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb,
Marv.
and Marv. And then you could give him Saquon Barkley at running back. But if the offensive line is this bad, he's not going to succeed.
Yeah, that's not a good way to set up your franchise quarterback if you're the offensive line. You're not you're not doing him any favors.
I'm
playing
almost
that
thinking
bad.
like, and I'm a huge fan of Roma Dunze. I'm a huge fan of Roma Dunze. Don't get me wrong, but I'm almost thinking they made a huge mistake going receiver after taking Caleb Williams and not offensive line, because
Yeah, they could have went tackle
they already had Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. They could have went receiver in the first round pick next year,
or even
although
later,
this was
or even later in the draft.
or later in the draft. There was a lot of good receiving, like late choices.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird to me that they did that, but
Hold on,
it's showing right now.
Let me pull up their draft class if I can find the Chicago Bears. Okay, so they did okay. Well, they didn't have a second round pick, so that didn't help things. But yeah, they actually had 5 picks in this draft. What the fuck? I don't even know. Oh, probably because getting Keenan Allen. But yeah, they probably should have maybe at least considered going offensive line rather than Roma Dunze. 'Cause, I mean, they did take a tackle in the 3rd round, but I'm sure he's not getting any play time right now. So yeah, that's a little worrisome. Especially with some of the tackle picks that were taken in the drafts, even like after the Bears pick. Like I know Fuwaga from for the Saints, he's been pretty solid. So, I mean, it's whatever though. I'm sure the Bears will figure it out. Maybe.
Hey man, that's what I would have done. But,
Yeah, I mean, I'm still
if it was me.
I still like the Adunze pick.